So you've got your dog, you live in Glendora, and you want to enjoy life together, right? Well, finding a great dog trainer is pretty much your ticket to doing just that. We're going to walk through exactly how to find the right one for you. So let's get into it. Okay, just picture this for a second. It's a beautiful Saturday morning and you're walking through Glendora Village. Your dog is trotting happily right by your side, not dragging you towards every single smell. That's the dream, isn't it? Good training is what turns that stressful tug of war into a really pleasant walk. All right, so let's talk about why local matters. Training isn't just some generic thing you can pull out of a book. A trainer who really knows Glendora gets the unique challenges here. They know the difference between a quiet side street and the foothills on a busy weekend. And this is basically your dog's Glendora-specific resume. Think about it. Can they stay calm when a mountain biker zips by on a foothill trail? Can they be polite at Finkbeiner Park when there are a dozen other dogs around? Or how about just walking down Glendora Avenue without losing their mind? This is the stuff that really matters day to day. Okay, so how do we get started? Well, before you even start Googling trainers, there are two big things you need to get your head around: the method of training you want and the format it comes in. All right, first up is positive reinforcement. Honestly, this is what you should be looking for. It's all about rewarding your dog for doing the right thing with a treat, some praise, maybe a favorite toy. Instead of punishing mistakes, you're building them up and teaching them what you want them to do. It's all about teamwork and trust, not being a drill sergeant. And this really hits the nail on the head. Using humane methods isn't just nicer. It's safer, the results stick around longer, and let's be real, it makes for a much quieter neighborhood. A well-behaved dog means happy neighbors, and that's a huge win for everyone. So you've got the how, but what about the where? I mean, what does the training actually look like? There are a few different ways to go about it, and what's right for you really comes down to your dog and what you're trying to achieve. Let's break down the two main options here. You've got group classes, which are great for getting your dog used to other dogs and people, plus they're usually easier on the wallet. On the other hand, you have private sessions. These are perfect if you're dealing with specific problems at home, like going crazy every time the doorbell rings. It's totally tailored to you. Okay, so you figured out what you're looking for. Now comes the big part. How do you actually find a good trainer and make sure they know what they're doing? You're going to see a lot of letters after trainers' names. And yeah, it can look a little confusing. But think of these certifications as a stamp of approval. It means that person has studied, passed some tough tests, and they're serious about their profession. It's a really good sign that you're dealing with a true professional. And of course, we've got to talk about money. What's this actually going to cost? This chart gives you a pretty good ballpark for what to expect in the Glendora area. As you can see, group classes are the most affordable way to get started. Things like board and train programs, well, they're a much bigger investment, but they can be right for some situations. This should help you figure out your budget. When you first talk to a trainer, remember, you are interviewing them. So here's your cheat sheet. You'll want to ask them straight up about their methods. You're listening for positive reinforcement. Ask about their certifications, and definitely ask how they'll track your dog's progress. A real pro will have no problem answering any of this. All right, training is underway. Now you have to know how to put it into practice while following the local rules. Being a great dog owner in Glendora means knowing the lay of the land, legally speaking. 6 feet. Just remember that number. That's the maximum leash length allowed in public spaces here. So that means your standard leash is good to go, but those long, retractable ones, not so much. It's all about safety and control. And here's another key number for you: 4 months. That's the age when your puppy needs to have their rabies shot and be licensed with LA County. It's not optional, it's the law, and it's for everyone's safety. So let's just run through that real quick. Leash on in public. Shots and license are a must. And the barking, yeah, that excessive barking can actually be a violation. This is where good training really pays off, helping keep the peace on your block. Okay, enough with the rules. Let's get to the fun stuff. Where can you actually go to practice all these new skills? Glendora's got some really great spots. And what's cool is that there's a place for every stage of training. You can work on recall in a safe, fenced-in spot like the dog park at Finkbeiner. Then, when you're feeling more confident, you can head over to a place like Big Dalton Canyon or the Colby Trail to practice walking nicely on a leash with all the real-world stuff happening around you. Here's one last thing to keep in mind, and it's so important, especially if you have a rescue dog. It's called the 3-3-3 rule.
Basically, it takes about 3 days for them to decompress, 3 weeks to learn your routine, and 3 months to really feel at home. It's just a good reminder that this is a process. Be patient.
At the end of the day, training isn't just about fixing a bad dog. It's about building a great life together. A well-trained dog is one you can take hiking, one who can chill out at a friend's barbecue, one who makes your life in Glendora that much richer. So good luck finding that perfect training partner to help you get there.